Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I am talking about you. We have some very important things to go over revolving around SoFi stock. We have yet again 100% of institutional option orders that are bullish. Not one of those today are bearish. And SoFi is not like a lot of other small and mid cap stocks where I look at the option sentiment and it's 50-50, if not skewed to the bullish side. SoFi every single day is extremely bullish. This is heading into earnings, and as we do know, if you don't know already, now you do. SoFi Stadium is where the Super Bowl is being played. So we're going to take a look at the Google Trends because SoFi search term is spiking, and I think it's something you guys should know, and I think it will lead to some good guidance coming on earnings. Obviously, I don't know that, and I will be showing you guys my position for full transparency here in this video. As well as that, we will go over the 13F filings from the institutional investors for SoFi, what they are doing. Are they buying? Are they holding their shares? Are they possibly selling? That's what we are going to talk about, as well as the short interest. I know a lot of you guys don't even like to hear the short interest, but say earnings are good, that high of a short interest, which we're going to get into here in a second, can cause the stock to actually rally. But forget all of this. If CPI is bearish tomorrow and comes in higher than the 7.3% estimate, you're going to see a very bloody day in the markets, and SoFi does not live in its own little bubble, and it would drop as well. So in exchange for this video, if you guys find entertainment or education and you want to stay up to date with SoFi, hit the like button for me, subscribe to the channel, as well as comment down below what are your thoughts for CPI, what are your thoughts for earnings. So let's dive into it. SoFi had a very strong day today, up 6.02%. And I do want to acknowledge the current trend that I am seeing heading into earnings. If a company like Facebook has not sold off into earnings, they tend to sell off after earnings. If a stock like Disney, Twilio, other stocks that are reporting today, they've all sold off into the ground. And what are they all doing here in after hours? They're all bouncing. Disney up 7.5%, Twilio up 22.45%, Uber up 5.35%. All of these stocks recently have been beaten into the ground. What does that remind you of? Well, it reminds you of SoFi that has been beaten into the ground. So when expectations are so low for earnings, and even if the companies do decent, they tend to rally. Even like Amazon, they did not have great earnings, but they still rallied because there was very low expectation. So keep that in mind. That is a big reason why I think SoFi earnings will be good, as well as the guidance they are likely to give and the growth story that is here for SoFi, and quite frankly, here to stay. So I did want to point that out. As you guys do know, if you watch this channel, the first level of real resistance is going to be about $14 per share. If we can break out above 14, then that's going to be home sweet home, and a lot of us are going to have very green portfolios. Let's just put it that way. And that's really what I expect to happen after earnings. So let's dive into the order flows from institutional investors. You could see that the order value for the day was 100% positive, 6 orders totaling $519,000. Over the past week, 84% of the order flows are positive, 66 orders in total, totaling $32.25 million. You do not see these kind of bullish numbers on other small and mid cap stocks. I have not seen one stock that has these kind of bullish orders as far as options, because they are a lot riskier than holding shares. So if you see, like you see on SoFi, on other stocks, it's probably going to mean the stock is going to rally hard sometime in the future, because institutions, they have a lot more information than we do. Let's just put it that way. They know people that know people, and they have insider information a lot of the time. So keep that in mind. If you guys find another stock, if you have Ortex, let me know another stock that is as bullish as SoFi down below in the comment sections. I am yet to find one. Now, as far as the short interest, you're sitting at 20.7%. Current shares that are sold short of 127.97 million shares, with a cost to borrow max of 1.47%, with a share utilization of 92.87%. That means, and you've seen a huge jump in the share utilization. Essentially, if that number is at 100, it's telling you that all available shares have been lent out. Why does the share utilization go up? Because institutions are more bullish on SoFi now than they even were 7 days ago, or even the last video we made, because who wants to lend out their stock for 1.47% when SoFi could potentially rally 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% in the near term future? It doesn't make sense, and that ultimately puts pressure on the shares that are already lent out, aka the shorts that have short positions on SoFi. Days to cover at 2.85. That is also telling you 128 million shares that are sold short. It would take almost 3 days to get out of every last share that is shorted. So it can increase an already bullish move, right? Let's keep that in mind. SoFi is a long-term investment. It's not a short squeeze trade. For me, I do have some options, which I will show you guys here in 1 second, but this is a long-term trade, and the short interest being 20.7% is just an added benefit. So that's the way you guys could look at that. Shout out to Wall Street Bets, like somebody else said in the comments about 2 days ago. Joke, right? But let's dive into the 13F filings that are coming out. So pretty much all of these are bullish. You see one firm right here that sold 82% of their position, but they only have 105 shares. Like nothing. Any, small position, that's where you're seeing the selling happening. The large positions are adding to their positions or initiating brand new positions. And that is the story for SoFi. It's definitely skewed to the bullish side as far as institutional investors making their long bets on the stock. So looking good right there. And as far as the Google trends, you guys can see the last confirmed data that we did get that was finalized was January 30th through February 5th, just 4 days ago. And that was at 100. SoFi has never been at 100 so far. And that is a good thing. And that's going to drive customers. It's going to drive revenue. And that's going to be a huge thing coming on earnings. Obviously, what is the guidance going to be? People want to know that. But also, are they still gaining customers, and are they diversifying their revenue? Something that does not get talked about enough is the fact that SoFi really got known for refinancing student debt, and that business has been pretty much obsolete and not really functioning at the way it normally would during normal years. Why is that? Because student loans have been on forbearance. About 80% of Americans have not had to pay their student loan debt because that's the government's biggest asset, is their student loans that they have out, and they have not made people pay them. So people don't refinance student loans when they don't have to pay them. When they realize, oh shit, this is a big payment, I should probably refinance this. That's what happens, right? So the payments start coming out for student loans in May, and that could actually drive a lot of revenue to SoFi in the second half of the year that I don't think a lot of people fully realize. So definitely something to keep in the back of your mind. Now let's talk about the CPI, because we're basically at the mercy of the markets right now. You're seeing this, markets are closed, CPI data comes out at 8:30, and I wouldn't make any drastic conclusions here. It could come in at 7.5% or 6.5%. The estimate is 7.3%. So obviously if it comes in higher than 7.3%, markets are not going to like that. They are going to get beaten up. So keep that in mind. Be prepared for that. If CPI comes in at 6.5% and we finally get a tick down, the markets are going to go absolutely crazy to the upside, and they are going to rally. SoFi, like I said, is not in its own bubble. So if markets go up, SoFi is going to go up. Markets go down, SoFi is going to go down. So that's the key, and that's really what I wanted to stress to you guys here today. As far as my actual position, for full transparency sakes, market value of $5,128 invested in SoFi. I am down $1,300 on SoFi. I am down 20% on my long position. Average cost on 400 shares is $16.01. Portfolio diversity of 11.07%. As far as my option trades, like I showed you guys in the last video, and I do not recommend trading options, but if you have a strong conviction in your trade and you know exactly why you're in your trades, then options can be worth it on a risk to reward basis, and I can afford to lose the money if I do lose the money. Wouldn't be my first time, wouldn't be my last time. So that's important to put that as a disclaimer. Not a financial advisor. I don't know if these will hit big. I don't know if they will lose everything. I just don't know. My conviction tells me they will be good from the due diligence that I am showing you guys here in this video. But I do have SoFi $12.50 calls, currently worth $170 per contract. I am up $107, or about 26.5% on these contracts. Total market value of $510 at the time of this video, expiring March 18th. And like I said, I do have 3 of them. Date purchase was February 4th. My break even is $13.84 per share. So I still need about $1 move to the upside to actually break even on these. And I might hold them to expiration. If I do have a lot of profits, I will probably sell out before earnings. I might keep 1 for free because I can almost sell 2 and keep 1 for free, get my initial investment back, and then likely go with the 2024 $5 or $8 calls. That's a much safer way to play SoFi and give you some leverage on your money. So that is going to be all for this video. If you guys found value or simply entertainment out of it, hit the like button for me, subscribe to the channel, as well as comment down below. What do you guys think for CPI? What do you guys think for SoFi earnings? Thank you guys for watching and tuning in tonight. Until the next time, you guys take care.